Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Snacks Thoughts, brought to you by Eric Broadus. So, welcome again. So, I'm here on doing my Friday night chit chat, and so I had something I thought that was on my mind because I watch different YouTube videos. I actually watch more YouTube than I do regular TV, and so what I was thinking about based on what I've been hearing and watching is like the decline of birth rates and the decline of marriage. And I was thinking about I saw something on YouTube when they did a documentary about Japan, I guess about some movement called Herbivore Men. And basically what herbivore men, they're basically not meat eaters. Basically, these men are not dating the Japanese women. They're not having intimate and sexual relations with the women, and they're not marrying them. So they pretty much have kind of just gone off on their own, but are not approaching the women either. It's called herbivore men. And what I found interesting is that when I was listening to the documentary, they mentioned a certain demographic in Japan, something like they said 60% were virgins, and it had really gotten so bad that the Japanese government has had to step in, and they're pouring in millions of dollars to set up dating venues and events, and it's free for the Japanese citizens, but they're trying to get men and women to intermingle, start dating, having relations, and basically get them to produce offspring, because Japan is an aging population, and their birth rates have drastically declined. Now, what do I think along with this herbivore men movement could be? Well, over in Asia, you have like these, I guess the sex doll industry is on the rise over there, and then they also have sex doll brothels where the men can actually go into a brothel and they can actually pay to have time so they can have sex with a sex doll versus a regular woman. And I was just like, wow, this is kind of crazy, but these herbivore men, they're banded together, and I guess some of the reason for it is that I guess they don't feel they don't want to be nagged by the woman. They're tired of working excessively long hours as a company man or at work, and then if they feel they get married or like that, they have to give their paycheck to the woman and for the family, and they get maybe a pittance of an allowance, and I guess they're basically saying they don't want to be workhorses or mules. Another, when I was listening to the documentary, I guess the men had told the reporter they want a woman that does what they tell them to do. Basically, they want a woman that will be submissive. Now, in Japan, it is still more of a male-dominated society, more of a patriarchal, but obviously feminism has hit Japan and it's spreading, and obviously women are standing up, for their equal rights over there. So, but I still don't think in a society that feminism has spread as far as it has in westernized society or the United States, places like Canada and Australia. But, submission of submissive woman was the other thing. And a lot of them said that they were, from working so many hours, especially if they're a company man, they said by the time they get off work, they're too tired or fatigued to think about going out and dating and stuff like that. They said that they got to get up early the next day and go to work. But yeah, it's having a dramatic impact on their society, and the Japanese government and their elite, are worried that the men and the women not coming together, once the older people die off, there won't be enough numbers to replace it, and basically could send their society into extinction. But yeah, herbivore men, so they seemingly are more interested in going out, with their buddies. They go to work, go out with their buddies and have some drinks or whatever like that. And either they roll with the sex doll, or they're interested in a lot of technology, and I guess you could say their games and stuff like that. In Japan, it really is advanced and highly automated, and I guess a lot of the society is into technology, and I guess the virtual reality, not the real world that we actually live in, but they spend a lot of time in the virtual world, and so they believe that also has had a drastic effect on human interaction, and as to why relations between men and women just are not happening. And obviously prostitution is legal in Japan, so a lot of times the guys, once they go with their buddies, have a couple of drinks after work, if they are horny and just want to get some sexual relief, they'll just go to a brothel and just pay the fee for a prostitute, and they get their sexual needs met that way. And then some of them have stated that when they were talking to the reporter, said that, they just go pay a prostitute, get their needs met, and they don't have to be bothered with the relationship. It's just they do what they got to do, and then after that, it's over, and they get up and go about their business. So, this is something. This herbivore men kind of is similar to, I don't know if you guys or ladies have heard of this movement that's in the westernized world known as MGTOW. Yeah, MGTOW is called, the acronym stands for Men Going Their Own Way. And so the herbivore men in Japan is very similar. Some of the men in Japan, some have been married before or been in relationships, and they just don't want to be bothered and going back through the ringer again, I guess, with their system, or if they wound up in divorce, But that's pretty much a lot of people that have gone MGTOW. It's not so much just about the women, but it's really about the unfair laws that are here in the United States and that are against men, child support, they feel that they get divorced, rape, and stuff like that. So, and they've decided to opt out of relationships with women. And so the herbivore men is pretty much the same thing, but I think the herbivore men is, they're taking it to another level, because understand, in terms of cultures in the East, I would say that in Asia, they're more team oriented. They're more group oriented. So even though they may have their own individual opinions about something, they still will stay the course with the group. So that they don't break ranks. So when they decide to band together or stand for a cause or any ideology, the whole group will stand. And so as a result, it'll have a greater impact. Whereas in the West, we're more individually minded, and we don't roll with the group. In many cases, we go and do our own thing. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. The herbivore men, and as I watched it on YouTube, how the women said that they wish that the Japanese men would approach us, but the Japanese men are not approaching them. I was like, wow. It almost sounds hard to believe, but it's it's actually going down. These guys have I guess sworn off women or the opposite sex, and they've decided to just stay in the virtual world with technology and either turn to prostitutes or go to sex dolls or video games. It's something. Then also, similar like here in the states of westernized world, they said the economy, Japan's very expensive, so they can't afford a family. So that's another reason why they don't bother with the females or even pursuing a wife. So they have to make it for themselves, and they just can't. Their pockets they can't afford it. It's too expensive, and so I don't know. I don't really know what Japan or the Japanese government is going to do to try to resolve the issue. But when you get a movement like that amongst that many men like that, there's going to have to be some laws or something. Something's going to have to change or give, or else basically their society will die off and it will implode, because you need healthy, functioning people to contribute to it. And if you don't have enough in any particular generation to replace it, pretty much once the older population dies off, that's pretty much it. It'll just die out or cease to exist. But just some food for thought, or something to think about. Herbivore Men. But if you guys would like to see the documentary, just type in Herbivore Men YouTube, and you should get tons of videos or documentaries that'll pop up concerning this subject. But yeah, something to think about though. The relationships of men and women, in Japan are dying out. But that's all I have on this one. That's something I was thinking about, my Friday night chit chat. The name of this podcast is Snacks Thoughts. SNAKZTHOUGHTS. Please subscribe and share your thoughts. Something to think about. Herbivore Men. And I also have a YouTube channel. That's Eric Broadus YouTube. EricBroadus YouTube, or ericbroadusyoutube.com. So hit me up and hang out with me on Snacks Thoughts. Subscribe to it. So my audio podcast, Snacks Thoughts, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And once you subscribe, tap the bell so you can get any future subscriptions or streams and any videos or podcasts that come out. And share my YouTube channel, and also share Snacks Thoughts with your friends, family, associates. I will definitely have more topics, and so we can have a discussion about it. I think maybe the next one might be the artificial womb. Not sure yet. But this is it for my Friday night chit chat. And so thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for your time. Peace out.